to In the News. I'm your host, Cavitt.
And I'm Jaelle.
Where every week we will be discussing the top stories that are dominating the news
from a kid's perspective.
Southern Californians are experiencing damages to their homes after heavy rainfall has brought severe mudslides early Tuesday, according to CNN. Police were forced to close parts of the 101 freeway. Thousands of people in multiple counties were under evacuation orders. Heavy rains early Tuesday caused rivers of mud and debris to run down from hillsides in Santa Barbara County, demolishing homes.
15 people are dead, 24 or more injured, and 50 have been transported to local hospitals.
Wow. They said there was many neighborhoods that have just disappeared.
Can't you imagine you across the street from them and just seeing houses just slide down the hill?
Debris is blocking roads, preventing rescue vehicles from reaching people in their homes. Emergency help can't get to them and residents can't get out.
Helicopters are scheduled to rescue once daybreak.
Well, let's hope that they reach them in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
President Trump is once again receiving unfavorable reviews due to the release of Michael Wolff's new book, Fire and Fury. Wolff was granted access to the White House, and he wrote a book about his time there. Some of Michael Wolff's reportings have been corroborated, and some errors have been identified. Here is what he said about his book, Preface. It is worth noting some of the journalistic conundrums that I faced when dealing with the Trump administration. Steve Bannon has not disputed any of the ones attributed to him. The president insisted that the meeting in Trump Tower was purely and simply about Russian adoption policy. In fact, it was quite possible that Jared, Ivanka, and the lawyers knew the Times had this email chain the president ordered. People think President Trump was incapable of doing his job. He was surprised to be elected. He didn't think he'd win. His mental capabilities are called into question.
Y'all know a fact?
What?
I hear that he watches Fox News, and that's where he gets all of his information from.
Mm.
And y'all didn't know something really funny?
What?
He eats McDonald's in bed.
Why does he eat McDonald's in bed?
Cause you know what? I think that's classified for us to know.
Huh?
Do you think it's classified for us to know this kind of stuff?
I don't know. But why does he eat McDonald's in bed?
Because he has less likely of getting poisoned.
That's good facts.
The clothing company H&M has found themselves embroiled in a scandal this week that called for customers to boycott when they featured a sales ad of a black boy wearing a hoodie with the words "coolest monkey in the jungle" on the front. Many people in the black community are outraged and say they may never shop at H&M again. H&M's Twitter says, and I quote, "We understand that many people are upset about the image of the children's hoodie. We who work at H&M can only agree."
I think that's outrageous because they have another sweatshirt linked to this one where a white kid is in a sweatshirt that says survival expert, and I feel like they should have switched it around and called him the coolest monkey in the jungle and called the black boy a survival expert, or change the word to coolest lion in the jungle or something like that. And I think that I speak for myself because my parents shop at H&M a lot and I like their clothes, but I don't think I would trust them anymore for selling this product out, and people are outraged. Employees were outraged who used to work at H&M, and I think I'm just outraged. It's ridiculous.
I'm mad because if I was in the position of the black boy, number one, I I would be like, why am I wearing this? Like, why can't I wear what the other guy's wearing? And two, my mom and dad would have saw that and said, no, he's not wearing that. Because that's what's baffling. The kid's parents just let him wear it. Like, they didn't even think about it. Like, wow.
And I think it's outrageous. I think it's ridiculous. And, we're in the truth. And I'm pretty sure they didn't do it on accident. Because if they did do it on accident, they wouldn't have released the product. And they wouldn't have made the product. So I think we all know that this was not an accident. Because no one would put out an accident all over the internet where everyone can see it and can shop. So
you had some people who worked at H&M. Some people might have said something about that, like, "Are you sure we should put that up there?"
Yes.
Somebody must have said that, and the person who was doing the computer advertising, I think that's what they call it, must have just ignored them, saying like, who cares? It's just a t-shirt. It doesn't mean anything.
And still put it out there to advertise like it's a cool sweatshirt or something. But I wouldn't buy that product. And yes, like I said, I would change it to another animal like a lion or something like that. But I think this is ridiculous. I mean,
that hoodie was so powerful. You know The Weeknd, right?
Yes.
The Weeknd like cut his sponsorship with H&M.
That's how bad everyone thought it is. And I mean, I'm with The Weeknd. If I would have H&M sponsoring for me, and I go and I see their new products, and they put a black boy with the coolest monkey in the jungle words on the front, I would cut off the sponsorship from them because that's ridiculous. Like when it how do I say this? When a superstar or something like that is sponsoring you for their clothes, I mean, you would like think before you do something as stupid as this, because only stupid people would put out an advertisement of a black boy with the sweater with the words "coolest monkey in the jungle" and then go over and call a white boy a survival expert. And so I get what he feels, because I would be outraged as well. And I'm gonna keep saying this over and over, but it really is outrageous, it's stupid, and it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is back in another story this week in the news because his administration is planning on deporting 200,000 legal refugees back to El Salvador. In 2001, El Salvador experienced an earthquake displacing many of their citizens. America allowed 200,000 El Salvadorans to become legal U.S. residents. Trump says they have until September 2019 to leave the U.S. 88% out of 200,000 have jobs, and nearly 1/4 of them have mortgages. Ending the program is an unnecessary way of making them illegal. They have been here so long, they don't even recognize their own country.
Wow. So let's say that I'm an El Salvadorian. Is that it?
Yes.
El Salvadorian child. I'm a U.S. citizen because I was born in the country. But let's say my parents was born in that country and brought here. Will my Salvadorian parents be taken away and I stay here an orphan?
I don't know.
Like, it's so confusing. Like, that's why you can't mess that up. You don't know if the parents are El Salvadorian. Maybe maybe the grandparents it might be, but it's just messed up, Trump. Messed up.
That is messed up. So now we're gonna go over to Gianna for an update on the weather. How's it going over there, Gianna?
Thanks, guys. It's warming up in Texas, but don't let that fool you. Temperatures will be back in the 50s this week with rain. Predicted as early as next Tuesday. Stay warm out there. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Gianna, for that weather update.
In other news, a sociology professor in Florida needs police assistance because he has been receiving threatening emails and voicemails concerning his new class about white racism. The course description says class discusses ways to challenge white supremacy and examine ideologies, laws, policies, and practices in this country. Spokeswoman Susan Evans said the university expects normal campus civility.
Yes, and also I heard that he has been receiving thousands and thousands of comments saying unspeakable things on social media. I feel like anything that challenges society's way of thinking is always met with threats.
I feel like America never really wants black people to be able to succeed.
It's almost like they're saying just be happy with the scraps we give you and don't question it and don't teach it to classes and just don't do anything.
Just be happy with what you got.
Yep. This next story is for all the kids who have Nerf guns. Remember that old saying, "You'll shoot your eye out"? Well, people have actually been shooting their eye out. In the past 3 months, 3 patients, 2 adults, and an 11-year-old all have been shot in the eye with a bullet from a Nerf gun from a short distance. Many injuries include blurriness, bleeding, and damage on the outer retinal area.
Wow.
That's disgusting. Disgusting. If you can, please get rid of your Nerf guns or be careful. Be careful, guys. Because I don't want to get pictures. Well, I don't really receive pictures. But I don't want to be seeing pictures of people seeing their eyes bleeding. It's disgusting. I mean, I'm pretty sure my dad will enjoy it because he's a scientist. But I don't want to see it. Disgusting. Don't play with Nerf guns, kids. Especially little kids, because they don't know better. Just don't use Nerf guns at all. Okay, kids? Don't use Nerf guns. It's insane.
You're getting a little paranoia on me over here.
I'm sorry. It's very serious, because that's disgusting.
Don't make me pull out my article why black people own guns.
Oh, gosh. No, seriously, Nerf guns, don't use them, kids. Here's a little tip, guys. Be careful with Nerf guns. You can play with them, but not too close. Because the wind capacity, I mean, I could get that it would hurt. But just be careful, be safe, be precautious. Don't shoot your brother and sister on purpose or you're angry. Just be careful. Take precautions. Be careful.
Me and Kellen had Nerf guns. Our mom and dad got it for us during Hanukkah last year, and we were having a gunfight with one of our friends who had a Nerf gun too. Kellen, he didn't know how to shoot it, so he'll like flame. I don't know what you call it. He just shoot it in random places. Like he'll shoot it into the kitchen. We'll find it in an oil pot. He'll shoot it into my room, and I'll find it in his basket. But one time, I taught him how to shoot it, and I said, "Okay, shoot it at the target," because we made a target. And I tried to run to get out of the way, and I looked back, and the bullet hit me in the eye, and I didn't feel good.
He wasn't hurt though, because wasn't bleeding or he didn't have serious problems with his eye, but that was funny. I do remember that was funny. I was laughing, but I also realized that it was not funny. It was kind of funny and it was not funny because he could have got seriously hurt. But also, guys, I'm gonna keep saying this. Be careful. Take precautions. Use the target or use something soft. Like, put extra protection on if you want to be a target. Put a helmet on.
But I never was a target.
Well, don't stand in front of the target then.
I wasn't standing near the target.
Okay, Cavitt. Also, if you want to be a target, like I said, put extra clothes on and take precautions, guys.
You treat me like a target. In tech news, investors to Apple fight iPhone addiction among kids. We all know that most kids are getting iPhones, and Apple is the top selling phone. And many investors want to bring parental controls to make sure that kids are on their phones too much. The effects of smartphone addiction, they include being less attentive in class, insufficient sleep, and a higher risk of depression and suicide. Many parents want the company to add more sophisticated parental controls to its device to limit the time children can spend on the device. We are committed to meeting and exceeding our customers' expectations, especially when it comes to protecting kids, Apple says in a past statement.
Yes, I agree because my dad, he's a high school teacher. He comes home and tells us stories about how students go on his phone. And I'm pretty sure I agree with him and he agrees with me that they should start putting parental controls on iPhones and that you should take your kids' phones before bed and give it to them, set a parent lock the night before, and then give it to them in the morning when their school starts. And then once they come home, they can give you their phone so you can unlock the parental control. Then they can go on it, and then you could repeat the same thing over and over. So I agree with Apple and technology that they should put parent locks and to not let your kids use their devices before going to bed.
If I was a parent, I would I make a mistake at home, I would automatically unlock it. I just tell them to make sure they get everything in the house done, like
Do their homework,
make
make sure their rooms are clean,
do the dishes,
stuff like
and
that.
do everything they need to do.
Chores.
If they do it right before the bedtime, you can unlock the parental controls until they're until until they have to go to bed, which most our parents do
all the time. They make sure that, well, the only time we do use devices is for classical music to put us to sleep faster, and when we do fall asleep, they'll come and they'll take the device and put it in their room. So yeah, I highly recommend that you put parental control and make sure that your kids are not on their phones before their bedtime or during their bedtime. The last story for In the News is about donuts. It's my mom's favorite food, and let's not forget everybody's favorite food. According to Dunkin' Donuts, they made an announcement in March 2017 that they were planning on eliminating all artificial colorings by the end of 2018. Some studies have indicated that food dyes can lead to organ damage, cancer, birth defects, and allergic reactions. In humans, studies have linked food dyes to hyperactivity and other behavioral problems in children. Also, not listening to their parents. Dunkin' Donuts is not the first company to make the decision to remove dyes from its ingredient list.
Well, there's only one thing I can say about this article. It's like a really smart word. I'm pretty sure you don't know it, but American runs on Dunkin', folks.
And now you can eat from Dunkin' Donuts because it's healthier and they're removing dyes so kids won't get all hyper after they eat donuts and go and run around the house and stuff, mess it up.
It's okay.
I know.
It's okay.
Okay, guys.
I need some donuts.
Me too. After this, we're probably gonna go get some donuts.
Really?
And coffee. Oh, wait, I can't drink coffee, darn it.
I can.
No, you can't. Okay, guys, back. Yes, hyperactivity. It happens to all kids, especially me.
I'm already hyper because you said the word donuts and coffee.
Okay, so yes, hyperactivity happens in all children, especially me and him,
Especially me.
and him. It happens in all of us, guys.
And
I'm so excited because now we can eat donuts, and they're a little bit healthier because they've removed artificial dyes.
you can have donuts in the first place because it had artificial dyes.
And donuts are easy for
She's so
go-to
vegan.
brands. Huh?
You're so vegan.
How am I vegan? It's fun that they're removing artificial dyes because we went on a tour. I don't remember what tour, but they said Whole Foods. They said that their donuts dyes are made from vegetables. Like the red comes from beets, the orange comes from carrots or something like that. I don't know what she said, green or blue or purple was, but I do remember she
Blue
said
for blueberries.
oh, blue for
I
blueberries.
don't know about green. Kiwi?
Maybe kiwi, purple, I'm not really sure, maybe grapes. Wait, no, grapes are not purple.
Yes, they are. Purple grapes?
Oh yeah, that's right, purple grapes. Maybe the grapes, I'm not so sure because there's a whole bunch of other purple fruits. But all I do know is that I do not know if they are using fruit to dye their foods, but it's not necessarily dyeing, I guess. It's like the color comes from the fruit, I guess is what you can say. So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to eat more donuts.
American runs on Dunkin', folks. Thanks for tuning in this week for In the News. Make sure you come back next week for more topics on In the News.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And share.
Bye, guys.